All right, just learned a little bit of extra, so get ready. Here we go.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey, everybody, welcome to Paranormal Into the Night on the Late Late Horror Show. What is going on? Tonight we have guest Sherry Brett of PWI Investigations. And we are going to be talking about witchcraft the entire show. If we don't have enough to talk, listen, bring the questions. But we are going to be talking about witchcraft the entire show. So get ready. If you have any questions along the way, I will be looking and I will throw it her way, see what she has to say. But I've been looking forward to this for a long time, and again, she comes from a different place when it comes to witchcraft, and we'll allow her to tell her story and how it all began, how she deals with everything. And anyways, getting to the chat real quick before I pass up some names. Hello, Jimmy D, Connie Clary, Rich Cat Ranch, hey Kathy, Dennis, RTN, Connie, Emily, Edward, Droon, what is going on? Who else is here? Ginger's here. Terrence M. Ritchie is here. I think Dave Plouffe. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Oh, and PWI Spiritual Investigators is here. Look at that. And I'm going to bring her on as a second. But first of all, please give a thumbs up. First time here, hit the subscribe button, bell notification. We get paranormal. We got Paranormal Tonight on the show, the network here, and we have movie reviews, discussions. Overnight tonight, we have a CBS Radio Mystery Theater all night long for a good 12 hours. So you got that. And Tracy Asteria is here. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. So with that said, let me bring her in. Oh, please join the Patreon if you want to support the channel, or join the channel. Hit that little button down there that says join. And we have movie nights every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, tomorrow is movie night, and we'll be watching Friday the 13th for all the members, and that should be fun, getting us ready for Halloween, right? And hello, Trogdor, what is going on? And let's bring Sherry Brett in. Hello, Sherry, how are you doing?
Hello.
Good to see you again.
It's lovely to be here. Hello, everybody in the chat. I hope that you're well.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I'm sure they do. Yes. They. It's funny. I had an open kind of lines because somebody didn't show up, and you popped on, and I'm like going, oh wow, okay. I'm gonna have to have her on to talk a whole show about witchcraft. And before we even started this, you told me a lot of other things, and boy, we may have another show really quick down the road here, hopefully, about extraterrestrial communications. And you do a lot of UFO and ufology work as well as everything in the paranormal field. So you are very, very much in the thick of things, right?
I am a very big believer in all the things strange and unknown, and I believe that anything is possible until it can be disproved. And obviously, with the paranormal, I have spiritual abilities. I have had since I was a kid. So spirits, I know definitely exist, and I most definitely know that extraterrestrial exist through being a abduct and now able to communicate with extraterrestrials. So yeah.
Yeah,
and I'm still searching for the crypto side. I'm still waiting to see a Bigfoot, but I haven't seen one yet.
Haven't seen one. Okay. But it's it's the extraterrestrial side of things that I was talking to you about before the show, and really piqued my interest. But we won't touch on it yet. I mean, I don't think we would have time to get to it on the show tonight, but we'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. So, WWM, what's going on? If you hear me holler out names, Sherry, it's just saying hi to everybody. But it is good to see each and every one of you tonight. Emily Thompson. And again, you guys, if I get into anything that's kind of dark or, religious or anything that puts you off, just leave, I guess. But discretion is advised for this stream, I guess, when you're talking witchcraft and magic and spells and stuff like that. So anyways, let's begin by talking about your childhood, how this all started. Like, there's questions like, was your family involved in witchcraft? We've talked. I know you don't come from a coven. This is just you. You're an individual witch.
Natural.
And
Yeah.
there you go. But where did it all begin? Like, how was your childhood? When did this all start?
Well, I didn't come to find out till later in life that my mum actually had like attachments to things such as witchcraft, and that her foster mother was also a witch as well. So she was brought up around that as well. As a child, it's really hard to say. As a child, I was very into nature and stuff. I always seemed to think that I was quite forward for somebody of my age, even though I've got learning difficulties and that. I seem to be really forward in other aspects, like spiritually, and I would always be connected to elements and see things, like where people would walk and maybe look at a tree or something, they'd see it as just a normal tree. I'd see energy and stuff coming from it, and I'd be very fascinated by energies that are around me, because obviously witchcraft very much brings spirits and stuff into it as well. So spirits have been very open to who I am as well. So
yes,
for
spirits
me,
and energy
my
is a big
interest
part of witchcraft.
Yeah, like my opening to witchcraft probably would have been when I was probably like 10, 11 years old. My mum had come away from witchcraft due to a really bad situation that happened where she experienced something really negative. She had to have some sort of protection energy put towards her, and she had to have a certain energy given to her to protect her. And there was a message that was gave from her witch friend saying that your firstborn will have abilities, and this protector will need to protect her through all of her life. That protector is now with me. Her name's Aurora. She's an elemental, and she is a fire elemental, and she's been with me before birth, because she was like present to my mother, and then she came on to me, because that was how it's supposed to happen.
Okay.
And so around 10, 11 years old, like, my mum would still be friends with people that were witches and stuff. I would watch them doing things with herbs and doing certain things with candles, and I used to find that really intriguing, to sit there and watching it. And when it got to a time where you could research and look online and read books and stuff, even though I wasn't very good at it, I did try. I looked into what sort of things associated with that, and witchcraft and witches and things came up into it. So obviously then, first I started out with just like looking at my spirituality and like connecting and being able to feel the energies, which wasn't very hard for me because I already connected with spirit. And I already had a spiritual connection because of that. But I wanted to learn more about the aspects of witchcraft. I looked into things like covens. I looked into things that you could go and be part of, but I never felt that I could connect to that. I wanted to just do things for myself because I'd had experiences. So going into like 15, 16 years old, that's when I started to really open to it. And I really started to have my own practices, even though I very much kept it hid from a lot of people. I wasn't really somebody that was comfortable with speaking out, because a lot of people that I did used to try and talk to would just cut it off and go, "Oh, you're being silly," or "It's not real." But I knew that it was, because of my experiences and that. So I've always been a very open-minded person. I've never been very quick to listen to people's judgments. I take my own protection and what I think things are. So like I said, around 15, 16, I started to get really connected. But I think the main time that I went into my witchcraft was when I went through some very tragical situations to do with myself. I went through some very traumatic situations and elements in my life that were very difficult to deal with. My family weren't really people in the way that I needed them to be. They weren't really supportive of that. So I found my comfort in spirit, and I found my comfort in my spirituality. So then when that happened, I opened myself to my witchcraft. I fully gave myself to my deities, to my energies, and I asked them to guide me, to help me, because I knew that I had a purpose. So they worked with me and they helped me. They've always been the elements that have always been there and support me when nobody else has. So how I got into my witchcraft, a lot of it was through belief and the fact that it never let me down when I needed it. And when I confided in it, things would happen. And it wasn't easy to be a witch, because obviously I didn't have teachers and I didn't have people
Well, that's
to
what I was going
educate
to
me. I
say.
had to learn for myself.
Yeah, Sherry, that's what I was going to say. With all of that was going on in your family, I mean, they really didn't bring you in or teach you the ways, or they
No,
kind of
like
just.
my mum, she was into it, but she's not into it the way that I was. She would just do certain things, and she done a really silly thing with an ex-partner where they'd done an Ouija board where she become possessed by a negative energy, and from that she shut herself off from anything to do with spirituality. So she wouldn't have spoke to me about that, and she did brush it off all the time because she knew the situation she'd been in. She knew the messages and stuff she'd been given. So I think she didn't want to put that into my head and put me at
Okay.
risk. If it was going to be something I go into, it'd be because I'd done it myself, because I found it myself. So that's how it worked out. And it was only 5 or 6 years ago that she actually told me that she did do cards and she did do stuff to do with witchery, and she did have spiritual connections, and she told me what happened to her. And I said, so what about all those times when I asked you if these things were real and you said that they weren't? She was like, because I was scared of what might happen to you. But obviously over time, and seeing that I've become an investigator and that I was very open to my spirituality, and that she knows that I'm very in control of my spirituality, she's not so worried now, because she knows
Okay.
that I've embraced it, and I've learned slowly. I've not rushed it. It's took me years to be confident and be comfortable with what I do. It took a lot of looking at books and learning for myself, making mistakes for me to become the witch that I am today, and experimenting with different herbs and different oils and crystals and different things. I'm not qualified in the way that I'm teaching and stuff. I am literally a natural witch. That's what I am. Everything's through my own experiences and things I've endured.
Right. So, and I totally understand. So your mother kind of dabbled in it, or she
Yeah,
was
she
a
was
full on.
in it at one point, but due to the
She
bad
dabbled in a
experience
little
that
bit
she
of a.
had, that
Yeah.
that put her off.
Yeah. Well, I
That
mean,
she didn't want to do
yeah,
it anymore.
dabbling into the darker side of things and then having something happen is kind of what really was it for her, I'm sure, huh?
Well, to be honest, she didn't really do the work of the darkness. It was the light. We work in the light. That is what my family have been about, working in the light.
Okay.
But the boyfriend that she became associated with was into the dark side, which she wasn't really fully aware of at that time. And he goes, "Oh,
Okay.
this is just a way to communicate with spirits and that." So she wasn't aware of what Ouija boards did. So when they done that, she had a
Yeah.
very negative experience, and that put her off everything that she done. She just didn't want to be associated with it anymore.
Well, can't a, if you want to call a white witch or a good witch, if you're performing the actions with a Ouija board and you're taking the precautions that you need to take and you're doing good, the Ouija board shouldn't become an evil object, right? Or what are your thoughts on that? Go ahead.
I'm really not a big taker on the Ouija boards. I think Ouija boards are very dangerous. I think that Ouija boards are made to be manipulated as being something that can connect with good spirit, but I don't believe that it does connect with good spirit. I believe it's negative that you're bringing in. And
So
she
with
didn't
that,
do anything in the wrong way. She had a positive mind. She was
right?
trying to reach out to family. She didn't get family. She
Okay.
got somebody
Yeah.
negative because of what he was into, and that put her off. And she obviously she didn't feel confident in carrying on because of that experience, and I can understand that. That's why she stepped away, sort of thing. And
And
I don't
I
know.
think he was. yeah, I think he was strong enough to bring the negativity, but
Oh yeah,
you know,
because he
but
was of the dark side. He dabbled a lot
yeah,
in the dark side. So yeah, he kind of had
yeah,
that around him, but she wasn't fully aware of that at the time. So when that
right,
happened,
right,
that shocked her. She didn't want to do
yeah,
that anymore. And then them two very shortly after ended up breaking up because she didn't want to be associated with somebody that done that sort of thing.
hmm.
So
But again, always getting back to the Ouija board, because the Ouija board is a tool. I mean, I respect your, what you
yeah,
think of the Ouija board and that it's evil and dark and everything. But when it comes down to it, it is a tool, just like anything else.
oh
Any
yeah,
other
definitely,
instruments that you would use to either reach out to the other side, whether it's your altar, or crystal, or just thought
yeah.
provoking, right?
But
These are
I've I've like been around people, and I've been around people that do different things. I've been around people that do spirit box apps and stuff like that, and I've not really had a negative experience with spirit box apps. But when it's come to seeing people that actually do work with a Ouija board and that, it's always, every time I've experienced anything to do with an Ouija board, even though I've not touched it or I haven't gone near it, I won't associate myself with. There's always been negative things that have happened. So to me, an Ouija board is not a positive thing. It's
right.
yeah,
Okay.
for some people, there are
Yeah.
some people out there that say that they use them and they'd get nothing but good stuff. That's good. I'm not saying that it isn't that, but just from my experiences, I
Hmm.
believe it's negative. It doesn't mean that for somebody else it is as well. It could be the
Right.
complete opposite.
It could be
So
just the ideology of a Ouija board itself, the way it's constructed, the
yeah,
way it's laid out and performed, could be the key thing that brings out the negative. So, I mean, I can somewhat agree with you. I mean, even though in my mind I say a tool is a tool, it's anybody can open
oh
up
yeah,
good or evil. Anyways,
yeah. No, and
getting to
it
another.
is a tool, and I believe that all instruments of tools that we use in the paranormal or spiritual field can bring out good or bad. I'm not saying 100%. I believe that like a Ouija board bring out just pure negativity. They probably don't, but I've never
Right.
experienced anything positive. So for
Gotcha.
me,
Gotcha.
I won't shake with it because of that, and because
Gotcha.
of my
Gotcha.
spiritual abilities as well, because I'm already open and I'm
Hmm.
already who I am. I don't feel the need to use things such as that
Right.
to
No,
communicate.
I hear you
So
100%. A horror junkie for life. Thank you. $10 super chat.
yeah,
Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. 11 days until Halloween. Let's all dress up like barbecue drumsticks to scare Pepe away. Yes, and I guess this is where I should probably mention that this Saturday, please, everybody, join the Halloween party on the channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, a whole hour earlier. The link will be there, just like here, for you guys to join in and take part, dress up, have some fun. So please, please, please do join. I do got a question real quick from Droon, Sherry, and I guess this would be the next thing I get to, other than the tragic event. It's usually when tragic events happen in your life that your spiritual awakening happens sometimes to a lot of people. And you say that's when you kind of really started to dig into, that side of yourself,
my
right?
witchcraft. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And Droon
I
says,
did.
Sherry, yeah. Do you practice the tradition of
Mhm.
witchcraft or Wiccan? So, what is your religious belief? If you want to talk about it, or if you don't, that's okay. But are you
Well,
Wiccan? Are you just
I class myself as a natural witch and a solitary witch. So I'm a practitioner that practices many elements of
Mhm.
witchcraft. I wouldn't say that I've got a basic religion that I follow. I follow the beliefs of myself and my magic and stuff like that. I have aspects of belief paganism. I believe very much in the pagan like nature and connections through spirituality. So I do have a paganism aspect, but I would not associate myself as being in a religious thing. I'm a very open book and I'm open to any sort of practice and any sort of religion that comes into witchcraft. So I'm a bit of everything.
Nice, nice. Hello, Cryptomaria and Sam Barker, who just popped in. Hello, good to see you. Trogdor says I'm third generation American Romani. Does that mean anything to you, Sherry? Third generation American Romani. Probably not.
No,
Okay.
never heard of it.
Okay, there you go. I can. I'm just making sure I
It
don't
might
miss
be
any
a
questions.
troll or something.
Oh no, they're here all the time. So a question. Oh, here we go. Let me get a question here really quick from Dave Plouffe. Do you grow your own herbs since this is a part of my world? So do you grow them? I'm sure it's got to be a big part of what you do, right? I mean, herbs
I
have.
use herbs. I go to special spiritual places where I work, where other witches that I associate with will send me certain herbs that they've grown. I am trying to learn to do growing, but me and gardening kind of don't go together too well. I'm trying to learn how to do that properly. I would like to start growing my own herbs, but I intend to buy them from witch tailors and people that actually do the energy, and I'll just manifest it and charge it, do my blessings and stuff over it, use my oils and stuff like that. So yeah, I do use herbs and things. Not so much
Well,
grow
yeah,
them at the minute. It's something I would like to look into doing.
yeah. No, plants. Listen, everything is energy. Everything is part of the spiritual world. Plants,
Yeah,
many different herbs and plants. If you have the time to grow a garden and put specific plants around your house and inside your house for protection, for health, for love. I mean, listen, protecting your house, you would definitely put some rosemary, plant rosemary around the house, even lavender, which would bring
oh
on.
yeah, no, I these sort of things I know about. Like I know, like you've got things like your heather, your lavender, you put above your front door and your back door, things like that. I do all of that. It's
Right.
just I don't grow my own stuff. I buy it from actual witches that have grown it. So it
Yeah.
is still grown, it's still natural.
Gotcha.
It's just that
Yeah.
I don't really have the space and I really don't have a garden that I can grow herbs in. When I get a place like that, I will. But at the minute I don't have that. So I have to maintain what I can do, which is using
Oh
my witch
yeah.
friends to get
Oh
my
no.
herbs and to get
Yeah.
my things.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, I mean, it's important to let people know. I think when we're talking about witchcraft and that part of the world, and when it comes to nature and plants and like even mint, if you plant mint somewhere around your house, by your doors, outside, by the front, mint represents money. It's so you can look into lots of different things. You put plants that are for protection, closer to the doors and the exits and the windows and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
you
and
do.
then
Yeah, to your doors, to your windows, and them sort of areas to keep in the positivity and to keep out the
yes,
negative. You obviously with herbs and things, you've got herbs for all sorts of things. You've got herbs that I could do spells for different practices of healing. I can use
yes,
herbs for manifesting luck, love, relationships, things that. I am not really that works in the negativity. I work in the light of witchcraft. Obviously, anybody that is a witch knows that when you're doing witchcraft, you use both elements. Yeah, it really is about how you manifest and how you choose to work. If you're going to choose to work in a negative manner, it doesn't matter if you're whether you're white or you're a black witch. It will manifest energy the same as if you do your positive. And black and white really isn't really a thing. Okay, this is just a new up to 20th century up to date thing that people like to associate with witches now. A witch is a witch. Okay, they use both elements, but in this stone
well,
age,
yeah,
people say
good is
white
good,
witch
bad is
is good
bad.
and black witch
Yeah,
is black is
right.
bad, and I really don't associate it with that. Now I believe that when they go on about white and black, and I've experienced this for myself. When I communicate and I go into my ways of communication, when I want to do my magic, I will see my doorway for that through the light. There are
Mhm.
other witches that don't see the light. They'll see a dark screen, a black screen. It doesn't mean that they're negative. It just means they see and perceive things in a different manner to what I would. There's
Right,
people that see in the white screen, there's people that see in the black screen. It doesn't mean good or bad or either way.
right.
It's
It's your intent and what
magic
you're.
and witchcraft is energy. That's what manifests, that's what makes the magic work. Like you could pick up any tool, any gadget, any herb, that will not work if you don't put your energy into that. It's you that manifests that energy. It's you that makes that spell work. That nothing,
Right.
none of your tools, none of your crystals would work if you didn't put your energy into it. It is about you manifesting that energy and what you're needing it for. And there are many ways to manifest that energy as well. It's not just done through craft. I know people that do it through sexual intercourse,
Mm-hmm.
people that do it through blood, people that do it through being in nature. Like, I'm somebody that I very much practice at home, but I very much practice in nature as well. I feel very at home in nature. I because I see and feel things in nature different to what other people do. Like, I know that
Right.
trees and plants and that are connected to the spiritual and astral realms. They are connected to what you would class as divines, such as gods and goddesses and things like that, which are deities that I work with. So nature is a very big element for me because it's where I most feel connected. It's like you get these people that say, well, if you're a witch, you can't believe in God. That's crap as well. I'm sorry, but you can
Right.
believe in whoever you want to believe in.
Exactly.
I started out as a Christian because my nan wanted me to be a Christian. Going to
Yeah.
church, I didn't relate to Christianity. I didn't feel truth in Christianity. Okay, and I'm not mocking any Christianity, by the way. I'm just saying I did not feel that connection there. I had the love for God. I
Mm-hmm.
had the belief in that higher power, but
Yeah.
I didn't connect to him in a church. I connected to him in nature, which is where I believe that all of the deities are. They're in nature, they're in the world, they're in the universe. That's where they are. They manifest in everything. Like, I
Yes. Oh
believe
no.
that every
Yeah.
aspect of this world is a living thing. We have got living things all around us. Trees are living, plants are living, the water is even a living aspect of life. You know,
Well, I was going to
even
get
the air,
to
everything
yeah.
is living.
I was
So
going to get to your what you said just a minute ago. And I do see your questions. I will get to them. I'm scrolling down really slow. Thank you, Tracy, for the links. I appreciate that. The one thing I must say, uh, you good?
yeah,
Headphones
no,
get out.
somebody said to me, do I have a book of shadows?
Okay, yes, I saw that. There you go. Okay, so there's the Book of Shadows. Yep, yep.
I cannot
So
show
she
you
does.
what's inside it because if anyone that knows what a book of shadow is secret recipes, is secret guidance. I cannot show you what's inside that. Is against my religion, because even
Right.
though I am a believer of myself and I practice in natural aspects of witchcraft, there
Hmm.
are still some tendencies and rules that I follow, like the witches read and things like that. And one aspect that is very prominent is you never show anybody else your
Yeah.
shadow of books, only people you're going to hand it down to in your family, so your children and so on. But yes, I do, and it's got writing and it's got bits in there, so yeah, I do.
Very good. Very good. And Chris W, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Wait, I haven't seen. Oh, I thought you saw her, Rich Cat. Yeah, I think Chris W is going through some stuff, and we'll be back eventually, I'm sure. But what I wanted to say, Sherry, was again, I will get to the other questions and stuff like that. But you were talking about everything is thought provoking and all of that stuff, and it can't happen without your intent, of course. But there is energy in everything, even colors. That's why you use different color candles, oils,
Oh yeah, there
plants.
is.
So
There is
all of that.
energy.
Oh yeah, colors itself. I mean, God gave us the
There is
color
an energy,
spectrum.
yeah.
Yeah,
There is an energy to every aspect of thing that you use, and that energy will manifest to make the spells and the things that you want. But what I'm saying is,
right.
no wand, no crystal, no tool that you're going to use to do a ritual or
Hmm.
a spell will work without the intention of the practitioner. The spell will not heal someone if you don't put that into it. It's you that's making that element. It's you that puts those herbs together. It's you that puts that thought into that spell. You
Yeah.
could put herbs in there, put your oils and say nothing. That's not going to do anything for anybody. That isn't. It may do a little bit. You need
Right.
to manifest and you need to put that energy into those spells. That is
Well,
how.
yeah.
That's what a witch is. It's the
Oh, it's
witch
the
that
spark. It's
performs
yes.
it. You know.
Exactly. That's the spark. You can use all the ingredients, the colors, the plants, whatever, oils, but you are the vessel for the energy to
Yeah,
spark
we're the
the
one that
spell
forms
or
the
the
spell.
magic.
All the
Yes.
herbs and all the tools do is, you know, prolongs that and makes that bigger and makes that stronger.
Right.
So we manifest the energy for the spell. We manifest the spell for health or love or whatever. And then
Yeah.
the tools that we use and we put our energy into will manifest that to a larger range. So it will become more powerful. It will work a lot quicker, because obviously me just doing it myself through myself, it would take longer. When you've got such things as herbs and oils, that makes it happen a little bit quicker. But
Right.
what
Right.
I'm saying is, even though everything in this world has energy and has something that can work, when you're doing this sort of work, it's all about the practitioner and what the practitioner puts into it. It's the practitioner that's doing the spell, not the herbs.
Right. Right. But it all intertwines too, right? I mean,
It
because
does, yes,
you
it
work
does.
with the spirit elements, elements of fire, wood, so all of these things, water. If you don't, if it's not all done together, it won't work, or it won't be as
It just
strong
won't,
as
not
it
so much
could
it
be.
won't work, it just won't be, so it won't be as powerful as if you've done
Right.
it the right way. So see, for me, like when I
Exactly.
do spells or somebody comes to me and asks me to do a spell, I will
Hmm.
always cleanse and do the stuff to my altar first, make sure there's no energy from a past spell or anything like that. Then I'll put the
Purification. Yeah.
things onto my altar that are for that particular spell. Okay.
Hmm.
Then I'll put all of the ingredients and stuff together and I'll manifest that energy into it. Now, when I do that, I will do an opening circle, which is where I do an opening ritual, which is where I walk around my altar 3 times. I call to the elements. I call to the gods and the goddesses. I call to God. I call to all of the openings to manifest that energy and to make that spell become to life. So, yeah, I use all of those aspects. I will do rituals to open and rituals to close, and I will always call all elements and all aspects of spirituality into my witchcraft. That's something I very much
Exactly.
believe in. Yeah.
Great, great. And you do believe, of course, I mean, it's a stupid question for me to even bring up. There's good and there's bad. Most probably are practicing good witchcraft, but there is the evil side of things, and it is a thing. I mean, people are
The
good,
truth
people are
is
evil.
the truth is witchcraft itself is not evil. Okay,
No, no,
witchcraft is
no.
what you make
It's
it
the
to
intent
be.
of the
And that, yeah,
individual.
but
Yeah.
there are people that practice it in the good way, and there are people that do it the bad way, and there are people that there's certain people in this practice that use witchcraft in a very negative way, which make witches, like normal witches, look really bad. Okay, and
Yeah. Yes.
I wouldn't class them as being fully educated witches. I wouldn't class them as being real witches. I just see them as people that just want to manifest negativity and corruption on things. Like in my belief, real witches are people that believe in the earth, believe in the people, believe in spirituality, people that want to make better in things. Yes, like when you hear like black witch, white witch, which is what people like to say today, they automatically associate black witch as being negative and white witch as being good. When, I'm not being funny, there could be a practitioner that sees in the light and is doing negative, and there could be a practitioner seeing in the dark but doing light. It's not about the elements of what's dark and what's light. It's how you portray that energy. If you want bad to happen, you can make that happen by using those tools. And that it's nothing about white and black magic.
Right.
It's you that makes that happen. Okay, and like I
Exactly.
said, to me, the black and white screen is just 2 element ways that spiritual people will see to do their magic. That's what I believe that it is, and that's what I've heard different people say as well as myself. I see in the light, but I've got people that have said they see it through a black screen, not a
Yeah.
white screen. And it really annoys me when you hear people say, "Oh, well, black witches are negative and stuff," because black witches are really no different to what we are. White witches, the only difference black witch may do is the black witch has got more of a tendency to go after what they want to do, and they will do things to make it happen. So they may do such things as go out to nature or go out to someone and ask for something to be sacrificed. So they might sacrifice a small animal, or they might do something like that. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're evil because they're asking for permission to do that. It's when you go out
Hmm.
there and do it in a cruel way, and you're doing it for no reason, you're burning them and you're leaving it up churches, and that's not real magic. When you ask for it and you ask permission and you're given that aspect to be able to do that, that's different. So Never
who's
ever
giving you?
associate that white and black witches are good and bad, okay? And don't ever look at a black witch and go, well, I don't want to talk to you because you're bad, because you're of black nature, because they're
Yeah,
not bad. They're no different to us. They've got love and compassion.
yeah.
They're just more go-getters, where we will wait naturally as white witches for something to happen. They will go and make it happen by using things to make it happen
So
and going to
so
an extent to make that happen.
I 100% agree. The sacrificing of an animal. Who is giving the permission to go ahead and
See,
sacrifice an animal for the the good? I'm just curious.
there's a lot of beliefs in spirituality, and
Okay.
like, animals are a fixture and a way in life that is given for us to feed off, for us to be able to live, to survive. Animals are spiritual aspects as well. And animals can give off certain energy in certain ways in certain spells and stuff. Now,
Right.
to a lot of people, they would look at it as evil. I personally would never go out and sacrifice an animal. I don't agree in that. But there are
Right.
people that do that, and and it's not to do it in a negative way. It's to manifest the energy and the spell to make it happen there and then if somebody's in a desperate course. And what do they ask? They ask the deities and the people that they work with for
Mm,
permission. You, as a witch and somebody that practices witchcraft and stuff, and if you go to nature and you go to places and you pick things up, I'm not the sort of person that will go into nature and just pick up leaves and take things off of trees. I ask permission. I'll ask the trees, I will ask the plants for permission, because they're all spiritual elements. They are all connected to the higher and divine powers, same as animals. So you
yeah.
ask them. And if you get a sign or a signal that it's okay to do so, so something might fall down, or there
Yeah.
might be something that falls down beside your feet, or you might something that shows an element that it's okay to do so. Some of them may speak in your mind and say, it's okay, yes, I'm okay with you to do that. Now, a lot of people, they don't do sacrifices, but there are still people out there that do. Okay. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of people that look at sacrifice as a very negative thing, but there are different sorts of sacrifice. There's sacrifice where you're just pure evil and you don't know what you're doing and you're being disrespectful. And there's
Yeah.
those that do it out of a compassion and a love, and they're trying to make a difference. There is a difference. They won't just go and snatch the animal up. When they do the sacrifice, where like these so bit called wannabe witches, they'll just
Mhm.
sacrifice it and they do all that negative and that horrible stuff. Where normal people and normal witches that do this sort of magic,
Mhm.
when they ask for that permission, when they do that, they will do rituals and spells over that animal that they've sacrificed, thanking the elements for allowing them to do that, asking for that spirit's body to be put at rest and to be at
Okay.
peace. And thank you for giving me an opening to my spell. They don't just go and kill the animal and just leave it like that. They will show their love and appreciation for sacrificing its life to do that.
Okay. A little complicated in theory and to talk about, but
Yeah.
that's I think we hit that good enough. The question from Droon is, to my understanding, very few witches dabble in black magic because of the bad karma you'll bring out back onto yourself. Do you believe that doing the evil, casting of spells or anything black magic brings upon that person karma, bad karma? What are your
Again, like
thoughts
I
on
said,
that?
if you're talking about just a normal black witch itself, then no, because they do things in the right way. But if you're talking about just in general, like people that really just practice really bad magic and they do things such as support Lucifer, the devil, things like that, then there is always a payment and a price that you pay for working with them sort of elements, and things such as karma and bad luck and stuff does come up on people if it's not when they do that. Like, you get people that say that do that sort of work and they go, oh, well, I don't get affected by it, but you'll see that they look really haunted and they look really drawn, and that they are affected. And if you use black magic in a negative way and you use it to harm and to do bad, it will repel you and it will take you. And for some people, they use black magic to the extent that they'll give their soul over to the negative and the dark
Mm,
energies. Okay, so yes, that it's never for free when you're doing that sort of thing. It's not free in any sort of magic. Like, the only difference is in white magic stuff, we're not gonna get criticized and summoned or hurt for what we're doing, because we're not manifesting anything negative, but we still get affected by what we do. We still get drained, we still get tired, because we're using a lot of energy. But for
Yes.
people using black magic in a wrong way, they most definitely get affected, and they most definitely do not have very much luck in their life towards the end. That's most definitely not.
Yeah, and,
So,
and
yeah,
I also
I
believe
agree.
that. Yeah, yeah, and I believe that even if you get away with the bad things that you do on this earth during this lifetime, when you move on, when your energy moves on, you will have to uh, you will have that to deal with.
This,
Okay, so on the next
this
level,
world,
yes,
this world is a world where we come to learn our spiritual
yes,
self. Okay, this
yes,
world is where we come to learn lessons. This world is where we come to make mistakes. Okay, and what we do here and how we act as a person here really shows prominent in when we're passing on, and then in a determination to where we're actually going to end. Okay, so
hmm
a lot of what we do here today really does put what's going to happen to you when you pass over. So that's why I'm educating people and stuff like that, and like they're going through negative times, and like I've had people that come in and go, oh, I've heard if you commit suicide and you do these sort of things, you go to hell. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, the fact is there's good and bad in everything, and there is also compassion and understanding. Okay,
hmm
people that commit suicide and things like that do not go to hell. Okay, they are in a problematic place already. But anybody that goes over and does these sort of things or does anything negative, we all have to stand in front of the higher power and explain ourselves. We all have to
right,
stand and accept the sacrifices we have to give for the actions we done while we were here. You have to.
yes.
But
Oh,
that's just
exactly.
prominent. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And Jeremy M, hello. It's good to see you. It's been such a long time, but yeah, we've got some serious talk going on here. But Tracy Asteria has a question for you, Sherry. Just out of curiosity, do you mentor others in this field of study?
Like I said, I am a natural witch. So if you want to be mentored and studied by me, then it's going to be the natural way. You're not going to learn anything coding or anything like that. I'm more than happy to do research. I've got books and stuff. I've had people that have come under me because they like my natural way, and because I'm very open to what I do. I have helped people in aspects in that. I am trying to up again, try and start streams up again where I'm actually where I can do educational things, where I can learn people about such things as like crystals, how to open your spiritual abilities, how to connect as a witch, how to know what sort of witch you are, because anybody that's thinking of going into witchcraft, there are so many different witches that you could be, that you would need to research and study to which one really suits you the best. Because a lot of people think that when you become a witch, it's just one practice, but you can be many elements. Like I'm a solitary witch,
Mhm.
okay, which is somebody that works on their own, but I'm also an eclectic witch, is somebody that does all elements. But I also have traits of crystal and water and kitchen and hedge witch. You can be as many aspects of something that you want, but it's very important to research and to look into the things that most suit you and your practices, and will, give you that element to be able to do that.
Exactly, 100%. I agree with you. Uh,
So if any of
Aerolite.
you are saying, would I mentor you and would I help you, if you trusted in me enough, and you're willing to learn and stuff like that, then yes, I am thinking of opening up my own sort of natural coven where people can just come over and be themselves and learn.
Again, how would they get a hold of you? I do got a link in the description below
I've got
for
PWI spiritual
you,
investigators. You've
and
also
that's
got
for
my
you.
PWI worldly investigators, which is to do with my UFOs and crypto stuff. And you
Okay.
can also get me on Facebook under Sherry Brett,
Okay,
or you
there you
can
go.
email
Yeah.
me,
Okay.
on sherryannb84@gmail.com. So that's SHERRYANNB for boy 84@gmail.com. You can email me that way as well.
Okay. So you do actually help people if they ask for it?
I've like my whole time that I've been on YouTube, which is nearly 7 years, all of my my streaming, even though I do my paranormal and all of my really cool stuff, a lot of my time and what I am on here for is actually to help and reach out to others and to help them in the paranormal field, in spirituality. I'm a really big believer in that. I believe that everybody has a right to understand their true self and who they are. And if I can do anything to help them do that, then that's what I do. And I have helped people, and I have done that the whole 7 years I've been on here. So yeah.
Nice. I mean, this is kind of a simple question. I think I put it up there. So what exactly defines a witch? I guess we can do a real quick just to answer the
What
question.
defines a witch?
Yes.
A witch is somebody that is a spiritually open person that is connected to the elements of the world. So earth, water, fire, and air. A witch is somebody that has knowledge and wisdom of ways of looking after the planet, the seasons. So we are somebody that understands the fulfillment of earth and what earth gives us. Okay, we are people that are supposed to be wise and educators. Okay, witches are known to be such things as healers and stuff. Okay, also witches are they can be a number of things, but to me that is what I believe a witch is. It's spirituality. It's being connected to nature. It's being within oneself. It's being a healer and reaching out to others. It's somebody that can communicate with both worlds. They're in between both worlds. Okay, so witches are just a spiritually high being that has knowledge and understanding of the way that the world should really work. That's what a witch is. It's somebody that's naturally connected and open to all elements of earth and the universe. That's what we are.
And it's a term given to it's folklore. I mean, the term
It is. It's a
derived
folklore
from
thing. It is.
Yeah. So you can just say it's a word. Look it up in the dictionary.
A
But
witch.
right.
A witch. When like you hear the affirmative, a witch stands for a wise person. Okay, a witch is a wise person that has knowledge and understanding of elements of the world. Okay, that is a wise person. Some people say elders, people that are older than what their body is. Like you must have heard the phrase that when some people say, well, you're a person that's come back into a young body, but you've got a very old soul because you've had many lives, you've had many experiences. That's what a witch is. It's somebody that's been in many lives and that's had many experiences and is somebody that's classed as being wise.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and that's me 100%. Is a Book of Shadows, and I got to get to what I wanted to talk to you about here in a minute, but see how quickly it goes. 45 minutes already gone. Is the Book of Shadows the same as a grimoire?
I'm not really sure on what a grimoire is. So I'm not really into the coven side of it. Not really sure.
Okay, I think it's the same.
It's similar. I think
it is. It's the same thing.
A book of shadows is normally something that you either start out yourself or it'll be something that's handed down to you by a family. In my case, I started mine myself, and I will hand these down to my kids. Now, what a shadow book is really something where you write in your own recipes, your spells, any prayers, any information on you prayers. Like, I don't believe in going by books and doing your own spells and doing your own prayers and that. Do it through your own intention. So in my book, I've got a lot of ingredients that I've actually come with to make certain spells. So I've wrote the ingredients and stuff down. I've got different prayers that have come into my head when I've been doing certain things. So this is more of a keepsake, and this is where you keep secret stuff that you most use. And it's also, obviously, these sort of books are what give you that element and that power as well. It really does characterize your strategy as a witch. You know, it gives that personality as well. So everybody's shadow book is different. Everybody's got different spells in there and work in different ways. But that is really what it is. It's a keepsake for keeping your secret spells and, memories and things that may be important vital to your family in the future. You know what I mean? So this is just what a shadow book is.
Yeah. And the grimoire is
documenting your work. That's what it is. Documenting your work.
Yeah, and it is the same thing. So Jeremy M, super chat, 9.99 US super chat. Hey Dino and friends, sorry I haven't been able to chat at all lately. Haven't been able to watch for a bit, unfortunately, but very interested in an interview tonight. Love you all. Love you, Jeremy M. I know I've been missing you, man. It's been a long time since you've been on the channel. I was just about to email you to see, hey, what's been going on, but I didn't want to bother you. But hopefully, health-wise, everything's going good and everything. Also, again, I will bring up Sherry because it is a big part of this channel with what I do sometimes. Like our RTN, he's gone through cancer. We all got together on this channel, group prayers. I send out the healing light. I brung it up through the earth, Mother Earth, and through the body and out the top. And yes, prayer.
Prayer is one of the most powerfulest elements to use in any sort of faith, whether it's witchcraft or it's Christianity or what it is. Prayer is a very, very strong element. And then you will find that in a lot of my witchcraft that I do, I will use such things as prayers and stuff like that. I am somebody that if I see people that are in desperate need for help, I'll go and start a stream up and I'll do a protection spare, a luck spare spell. And I'll get my cauldron and things out and I'll start writing people's names onto papers and what they're needing out. And I burn it. I do it because that is what I believe in. And there's been a number of times where I've had very sick people come in my room and I've done many spells through candles and through oils and crystals. And they've come back a few days saying that I feel a lot better. And thank you so much. And even though there's a lot of people that say spells and stuff are not real and prayer is not real and none of this is real, it is, and it really does work if you've got the belief. A lot of what people don't realize is you have to have the belief in what you're doing. If you do not have belief, it will not work. Okay, 100%. You have to have faith and belief, as nothing will work. It don't matter if you're a witch, a Christian. Like you get a lot of people that are very negative and they go, well, witches are really bad and they're going to go to the devil and that. And I've said this to many Christian people before. Okay, so how do you work that out when we are God's creation and the divine's creation as well? Now, how can you say that you're any different to us? And they're like, what do you mean? I said, we sit there, we do wands, we light candles, we do incense, we use crystals and that. But what do? I said, you stand in a church, you talk to an unseen entity, you light candles, you read from a book and manifest energy. You're doing no different to what we do. You just practice slightly different. So how are you to sit there and criticize us because we practice different to you? How does that make us evil? You're doing the same thing. God is a spiritual being. God became a spirit. God could use magic. He turned water into wine. He changed bread into fish, things like that. He was a spiritual and magical being. So how can you be judgmental to us when he is that very element and he is who made us?
Exactly.
Along
100%.
with other entities and other deities. I'm not a believer that the world was made by one thing. I believe there was many elements. I believe this world come from a very far distant universe and galaxy not known, and it was formed through material and elements of the universe. That's how the earth came here. That's how the first human being came here. We're all a alien form, okay, of different types. We're with all spirituality, we're all alien because we're all different, okay, and we all work
which again I will bring you back to definitely talk about that, a whole show on geez, that's just something else. But
I just ask the universe to help the person out. I do a lot of my spiritual work within the universe and trance plans, so I feel good that the universe listens to me when I ask. And that's the thing. If you've got faith and you've got love and you show gratitude and understanding to them, they will always work for you. Okay. Like for me, when I do my practices and stuff like that, I'm not somebody that just takes. I always give back. I'll go and take money up to the woods and put it down to the trees. I'll take bottles of water and I will pour water to the trees. I go and play my drums and my music to the trees and the plants because trees and plants grow with music and vibration. Okay. And I'm somebody that will take food offerings when I go and do my spirituality. I do the same when I do investigations to show appreciation to the spirits. I take food and drinks as a offering of respect and love. And because I show that love and that gratitude, and because I'm so connected to that, and I believe in that so much. When I ask for something to be done, it gets done because I do what they want me to do, and we have an understanding and we have a mutual relationship. We have respect of each other. So
Gotcha.
I can fully like relate with you there when you say about the universe. If you love the universe and you work with the universe and you do right, you will be listened to.
Oh yeah.
You will.
No, listen, and again, um, getting back to prayer, healing, even casting of a spell. It's even in its lowest thought form, like making a wish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a thought form. It's energy. It's sending something out, and
It's all in here
yes,
and in
yes,
here. Okay. If you've got this, you can
yeah,
do anything. Okay.
yeah,
And always remember that when you do witchcraft and you do magic, your mind is the most powerfulest thing. And it's very easy for you to turn magic if you start thinking in a negative way. So if you're ever in a negative mind or you're upset or you're angry, don't go dabbling in your witchcraft while you're feeling like that, because you could switch it. Okay.
oh
It's
yeah,
very temperamental and it's very powerful. And magic and witchcraft is very much about your emotion, your intuition, your intentions. So if you're having a bad day, don't go
yes,
doing your witchcraft. Don't go doing your readings and things that you would be doing, because you're just progressing that negative energy out to other people. So always remember that your mind is the most powerfulest thing and is what makes the magic work. These two things.
exactly. Oh
But
yeah,
always make sure they're
100%.
healthy and they're happy.
And this is where everything is right here. You can call it your soul, your inner energy, it's what moves on when you die, you pass on. And that's getting to the really quick, Jeremy M. He's somebody who I do believe he's dealing with a terminal condition. He said, what should someone with a terminal condition do? I listen,
I'm so
uh
sorry, sweetheart, that you've got a terminal
right,
condition and stuff.
right. And
These
unfortunately,
scenarios are
Sherry,
really hard to deal with.
well, and again, listen, the universe is sometimes you're dealt the hand you're dealt. Sometimes there isn't a whole lot you can do. It's the course you're on, terminal condition,
Yeah,
but
this is
I
what I was going to
believe,
kind of get into. Like,
but what we've done again over what has it been, Jeremy, 2 years here, the praying, the white light that I send you every single night, Jeremy, even to this day. We've talked about this since you sent me that picture with that your shirt on and all that, and hey, there was an immediate connection. And every time, that's why it's a shame you've been away so long, but it's for a reason, I'm sure. But always sending white light to you, always sending prayers,
let me-
always. What are there some things I'll say this, Sherry? What are there some things that Jeremy can do to heal himself when it comes to spells, or even the white candle, the burning the
I don't. I don't want to sound morbid, and I don't want to be sad, but I'm going to tell you straight, okay, right?
okay.
That any witch that comes up to you and says that they could cure you or
Oh
make you
no.
better, we
No.
can't do that, okay? And people
Right.
are giving you false information there. But there are elements and things that you could use to help to stabilize your life and to prolong it, maybe. So things such as prayer, meditation, even looking online and looking at different herbs and remedies that maybe you can use in foods or in baths. There are so many things that you can look that it's not going to cure you, sweetheart. It's not going to cure you, but it could prolong your life and it could make it easier to deal with, okay? Not all lifelong illnesses are killers, okay? It just means that you suffer longer and things like that, okay? I'm very sorry that you're going through this situation, but I'm not one of these that's going to lie to you and go, oh, I can make you better, because no witch can make you better with a terminal illness, okay?
Right.
But we can give you elements and things that can help you. So
Yeah.
look into some herbal remedies, look into certain foods and things that may be really good for your condition. Going out and looking at for some certain oils. One thing that I'll see good for terminal illnesses are things such as lemon and pineapple and things like that. Going into really healthy things as well. a lot of fresh air and walking with nature and being connected to nature, feeling the energies and the vibration of nature. Nature is a healer. Nature is a way of making you feel cleansed and relaxed and blessed. Okay, it's I can't heal you and nobody else can heal you. Okay, but there are elements in this world that can help you and make you feel stronger and be who you want to be. Okay, so take my advice, go and look into some herbs, some different oils, foods, drinks that might be good for you. Going and taking time out for yourself, going and sitting with nature and just enjoying what you're seeing around you. All things that make you feel good will help you to continue in life, and having really good friends that pray for you and believe in you as well. Definitely.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I agree with you 100% too. I agree that, or I also do believe that there are rare cases where
Oh
intent
yeah.
and light can overpower that terminal
Oh yeah.
illness.
I'm not
And
saying that won't happen. You know,
right, right,
the Lord, the higher
yeah,
divine
right.
powers, nature, and that they are the true elements of this world. They can make anything happen. People can get cured by it, but what I'm
Yes,
saying is, I can't cure you. I've not got the power to do that.
exactly.
Yes, I do witchcraft. Yes, I do these things,
Right.
but it's not in my job title to be able to cure terminally ill people. That would be something that the higher powers would do, or the universe. Okay, so
Yeah.
they are the things that you really need to connect to and talk to and relate with, and doing the things that I said to you, looking into different herbs and different things that can help you to maybe prolong your life and make you feel a little bit stronger. A lot
Yeah.
of with terminal illness is about looking after yourself. You need to look
Yeah.
after yourself, and you need to put number one first.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And is there again? Because I wanted to touch on if you want to talk about it, I'm interested in it. Like let's just take healing. There is a spell you can do. White is a for healing, so you can definitely. Is there a spell that you can do, or a chant, or a prayer by burning a white candle, or something you can do that helps the healing process
Putting
at
things
night?
like white candles and stuff out, and putting green candles. Green candles are an influence of healing. Okay, so green
Okay,
candles and white candles. Candles are more of the light piece, yeah, and green
there
candles
you
are the
go. Yeah.
healer. So doing
Mhm.
that and putting oils and herbs that represent into healing, putting them
Okay.
onto candles, your chants and stuff. It's any word that comes to your mind that you feel is relevant to your situation. You say it like you mean it and you believe it. Okay, you use those ingredients that I'm saying that are most connected to what you're needing it for. So you've got things online and that you can go and look up on what herbs could I use, and put your condition in, and it'll come up with different plants and different oils and different things that you can use. Also, like I said, with your chanting and that, it's kind of words and things that will come to your mind in yourself that you're wanting to do. um There is a healing one you can do, which is using a light. You can either use the white light or on a gold light. And what you do is you focus on this light and this energy coming from the middle of the universe, or from the
Yes.
core of the earth. And it's coming
Right.
up through your feet and it's going up your body. And you're
Mm.
sensing and feeling that healing each aspect of your body. So when it's coming up your feet, you say, I feel this fit healing my feet. Please remove any negativity, any illness, any badness, and perceive it with goodness and light and love. And you do that going up your body at the same time as manifesting and asking and believing in healing. Okay, while you're doing it, and visualizing that light impaling your body and releasing all of that negativity. And a lot of people would do that through meditation, putting on some incense, some candles, putting a little bit of meditation music on, sitting there with your eyes closed, connecting to sounds, elements, and then just start manifesting that energy. Focus it coming through the floor and going through your body. All these sort of things are really good for helping you to feel stronger and
Yeah.
hopefully get a better situation.
Yes. No. 100%. And thank you, Droon. I do see the chat, or the oh, it's somewhere there. $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sherry, for speaking openly about witchcraft tonight, and to Dino for his courage to do this. of course. Thank you, thank you,
I
thank
think
you.
I think it's really important to talk about witchcraft because there are so many people that are on the fence about witchcraft, and there's so many people that go around talking about witchcraft in a very negative way that people are very scared to face a witch or to even talk to someone that does that. So I think these sort of shows are really good because it really shows you that we're not evil and bad people, and we really do care about the world, and we do care about you guys, okay? And we are really just here because we're trying to heal, we're trying to help, we're people that are wise, and you know, witches are not evil and put curses and things up on the world. Most of us are not like that. Yeah, there are some idiots in the craft that do that, but real witches and witches that really care don't do that sort of thing. They won't curse you and put hexes and stuff on you and things like that. They work more in the element of light, or like I said, for some black witches, you know, they will go a little bit further to get what they want, but they will never do it in an evil way, and they will still show that respect. If you ever come across somebody that's doing it all in negative and they're putting hexes and curses on it, you don't want to entertain that sort of witch.
Oh
Okay, because
no,
that is really not somebody that really cares about anything but themselves and getting what they
right?
want. So these
Yeah,
sort of chats are good for that, because then you can see that we're not really that bad as people, are we? We're not. And I'm very
no, no.
happy to openly talk to you. I'm an open book. Ever since I've been on YouTube, I talk to people about my spirituality, my witchcraft, and that. I don't believe in hiding it, because I'm not ashamed, and I'm proud of who I am. So
Well, yeah, of course. Just like I
yeah,
said, like anything, good, evil. It's the person. So Jeremy M, thank you very much for the
yeah.
$1.99 super chat. Much love to you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um,
I'll
so
do
how
a prayer
about
for you tonight as well, Jeremy. I'll light some candles and I'll do some herbs and some oils, because I can still try and put your energy in
thank you,
to the.
Sherry.
I'll do something for that for you tonight.
Thank you. That's awesome.
You're
Um,
very welcome.
and yeah, and of course, RTN says we're all dealing with terminal condition. Living is a
Oh yeah,
terminal condition. I mean, life is. Yes, of course. I mean, that's just moving on, moving on. Uh, and Tracy, thank you for putting all of Sherry's links out there. I appreciate it. Everybody, please definitely
thank you,
check her
Tracy.
out.
That's very much
Yes,
appreciated. Thank you.
there's a lot of people I think who might be trying to get in contact with you here eventually. Jeremy M, one more time, super chat, $4.99. I wasn't trying to be a downer. Sorry. Oh no, you weren't. Of course not. You
No, you wasn't.
listen.
Not at all,
Yeah,
sweetheart.
not at
Not
all.
at all. I just wanted to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you and say I can heal you, and that. I wouldn't do that. And there are people
Right,
out there that would say that to you to get money and that. And I'm going to tell you that there's no witch in this world that can heal a terminal illness. Only
right.
the
Yes,
elements and nature and things like that can do that. If
yes,
it's in
yes,
the book to do that, okay?
yes. So,
Because not
so
every.
with yeah. So with that said, I agree with you there, Jeremy. Let's move on and let's talk about some joyful stuff, right? How about love, Sherry? You can kind of manifest, uh, colored candles, oils, all these, you can manifest love, right? I mean, you
Of
can
course you
reach
can,
out.
but
Yeah.
you
And red
can.
or pink is
And
associated with love.
yeah, yeah, red and pink is associated with love. More red. Um, if you're going to go
Mm,
for direct love making spells and things like to bring soulmates and things like that. But
yeah.
what everybody needs to realize is when you go into doing this sort of practice, or
Mm,
you go to someone and ask them to do that, there's always going to be prices for asking for these things, okay? And
okay.
sometimes when you do these spells and you ask for these things, if a pathway that which is set is not set that way, things can go wrong. So for me, even though I do spells and I put stuff out there, I more do the spells not to bring that to you, but to give you that gratitude and that option and that way to get what you want. So I kind of make spells to enhance your belief in yourself. So I'd be like, I wouldn't go and directly put somebody's name that you want to fall in love with or whatever. I would put it in a way that I'd ask for that you want this sort of thing to happen. And if it's supposed to happen, can you make it happen? I really believe that love and things like that should be something that's found naturally and should not be messed around with, in my
But
opinion. Like
but it
if you
can
came to me and
be,
you said, "Can I
right?
have a witch? Can I have a witch spell for love?"
Yeah.
Of course, I'll do you a witch spell for love, but I'll do it to enhance you so that you can go out there and find your love. I'm not going to find you your love for yourself. Okay, that's what you've got to do. I'll do you a spell that brings out your positivity, brings out the aspect of love, and that you're looking for it. But I will not physically put somebody else's name into the spell that you're wanting, unless you're both already together and you're having a matter or a problem. Then that's different. If you're a couple already and you're having a situation, then yeah, I don't
But let
mind
me ask you,
intervening with that, like helping. But
yeah. Let me ask you this though, Sherry. You're being good, right? Because it can, you can do that. You can point it
yes,
towards a specific person. I mean, it may not be, you know, again, and if you do, you better be darn uh right on the person that you're doing it to. You know what I mean? Because you may be getting
it's
into
not just
something you,
that, but because like when you come to a witch and you ask a witch to do a certain spell, yeah, you're asking them to do that for you. Okay, now the witch is
Mhm.
going to do the practice the way that it's meant to be done, yeah. But if you're going to then go and do the opposite, you're going to mess that spell up, which means it's going to come back on you tenfold. Okay, so that's why I don't like to mess with natural elements of the world. I don't like to mess with things such as love and that, because I don't want to mess your life up and I don't want to mess somebody else's up and I don't want to mess mine, because it will come back on my head as well for doing it. So instead of me going out there and directly putting you and a person's name in to make you both fall in love, I will give you elements and put oil herbs in to help you to manifest that energy to find your self-love
yeah, no,
and to
no,
give you that
I
courage
get
to go
you.
out and look for it and things like that. Like every witch is different. I just think that because I know what witchcraft brings and I know
Mhm.
what it can bring up on a person if it goes wrong, I will not do things that directly mess with fate. Okay,
Right.
so even though I will sit there and manifest it to help you to bring what you want and to have, I will not directly make somebody fall in love with you. I will not do that.
Right.
I won't
Right.
do that. That's you. Only you can make someone fall in love with you. I don't
Right.
believe that if you're going to somebody and doing a spell and asking them to do that, it's real love, because it's been caught and been manifested and been brought by somebody else, not by the person that's wanting the love. It's been brought to be done,
Mm,
and that's to
gotcha.
me is not real love. Real love's in here.
Right.
I can do you a spell that can help you to open and feel that love and feel that
And let it in.
emotion,
Yeah.
and then you will portray that in light and positivity, and then somebody will become attracted to you through you. So
There you go.
know,
There you go. And that's all part of, again, you know, uh, the light healing, just your aura, what you, the energy that you bring about yourself. Connie Clary here says gives a super chat 199 US. Thank you, Sherry. Hope you keep coming back.
oh, I will
Well,
do. I do like this channel. I absolutely love this
thank
channel, and I
you.
do watch. So I will be coming back, and I'm sure, as
Yeah.
Dino said earlier, he was wanting to get me back for another subject that I think you guys might find rather interesting.
Yeah,
So
you know what? We're talking some deep stuff here with witchcraft. You know, good and bad. I mean, you know, we're talking about it, and it's good to
the
talk
thing is
about it.
with me, what you see is what you get with me. I'm not going to beat around the bush and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you how I feel and how I am. And there's a lot of people that will not do that because they want to make money through their careers and stuff. Not all of you, but some of them do use the fact that they can make money as an advantage, you know. Well, I'm not
Mhm.
like that. I'm somebody that will tell you how it is. And if I think it's going to be something that may not be beneficial to you, I'm going to tell you that's how you know that I'm real. I'm not trying to screw anyone. I'm not trying to mess with
Right.
anyone. I do sincerely care about my craft and I care about the people I work with. So
Well, that's why it took me so
yeah,
long to find somebody to talk to about this. Because listen, I do look at what my guests are doing, and you know, yes, there's a lot of people out there just out there to make money, and that's the
yeah,
root and core of all that's evil in this world. No, I mean, you know, money's good too, right? It can do a lot of good, but um, yeah, it is what it is. Everything you said makes sense, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you for the links, Tracy. Any questions? Oh, Connie has she wants to ask, do you know anything about deja vu? What's deja vu? You have any idea? Sherry?
deja vu is a situation that like maybe you'll visit a place or a person and it's like you've met them before. Okay, so it's that deja vu. It's like you're reliving something that you know has happened but hasn't happened in this time. So it's a bit like deja vu, or you're replaying something that may have happened a couple of weeks ago. So it can be two elements. It could be something that's happened already and suddenly has happened again. So you're seeing the replay again, which normally could be a sign or a message or something might be happening. But then you've got deja vu, the category as well, where like you've gone to a place and you've gone into it and you're like, I know I've never been here before, but it feels familiar and it feels like deja vu. It feels like I've seen it before and things. So
Gotcha.
there's two elements to that. But the main factor of deja vu is replaying and reenacting something that's already happened a couple of weeks ago or a month ago. It's just happened again exactly the same way.
Yeah.
So it's normally an element of a message or something. If you're having something happening continuously, there is a message. Like people must have heard, like when you're into witchcraft and things like that, that in this world there are elements, messages, symbols, signs in every aspect of this world that can give you messages from the higher power, numbers, frequencies, even finding feathers, finding certain stones on the floor. All of these are all signs and elements and messages sometimes. And if you look at the spirituality of that through, if you go on Google, or if you look in a book or anything like that, you will, a lot of books will say that a lot of your signs, messages, visions and stuff come from things you see every single day of your life that you don't even realize.
So pay attention. Yes, 100%. That is a thing. That deja brew, the feeling that you've had that coffee before. Good one, CM. Good one.
I guess so. Yeah, like you've had it before, and it's like it tastes the same, and you do the same scenario
Right.
again.
Him and his jokes. Tracy Ster, I just wanted to thank Sherry for coming on. Her energy and her honesty is most welcome this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. And you will only get honesty out of me. You will only get honesty out of me. If I'm gonna come and talk to people about what I do, I'm going to be honest with you, because I want to be able to show you people that what I do is a really good thing. And if any of you ever think of going into the craft, I don't want you to be scared of it. I want you to be open to it and know that what's about it.
I think. Listen, I think it's a thing to embrace.
Definitely.
For many different reasons, for health, for prosperity, for just making the world a better place. Again, everything can be used for bad or good, but go out there and use it for good. I did want to. We are. Go ahead.
To be honest, the world and the elements are, like there is a balance between light and dark, good and the balance in this world, and it's something that where we wouldn't exist if we didn't have both. Okay, and it's, as we've said throughout the show today, it's all about the manifestation of yourself. It's you that makes it good or bad magic, not your tools or anything else. It's you. So always make sure 100% there and there when you're doing it, and don't ever do magic and take. Always remember to give back. If you've gone in and you've asked for certain things to be done and you've not put things out to show your appreciation, and you're sitting there wondering why it's not working, you'll know now that if you show appreciation, you show love and you show generosity for what you've asked them to do, they will continue to help you.
Yes. And yes, give out just as much as you give. Jeremy M., I have to go, but just wanted to thank everyone again, especially Dino. I know you are a great guy, and hopefully we can meet someday. We will, hopefully. Jeremy M., thank you. And prayers tonight. Yes, Sherry. Nexus Night.
I will do your candle, Jeremy.
There you go. Awesome. So Nexus Night says some animals are tied into their country's folklore, like the Welsh corgi, and their connection to the Faeries, as the Fae's main form of transportation. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I actually work with the elements of fairies. I've actually got fairy gardens and fairy houses and stuff that I've actually bought. I actually have caught a fairy on a video that actually hangs around me all the time. I actually work with the Fae. So I've got actually a video on my YouTube where a fairy was caught going above my head, and that it looked spiritually, but she was there. And with the Fae and with animals and stuff like that, it's very true. A lot of Fae will represent in certain animals, such as insects, bugs, and things like that, butterflies, caterpillars, animal creatures like
Yeah.
they do
Nice,
portray to
nice.
go into
Yeah.
that sort of form to hide away from nature and people itself. Fae are
Right.
a very cunning species. They are very good to work with if they've got your trust and you've got their trust, but they can also be very dangerous and they can be very mischievous. And with fairies are not somebody that you can just go and walk up to and start communicating with. They've got to accept you into their realms and stuff like that as well. So it's a lot of work to work with fairies, but you will find for them to disguise themselves and not be seen, they will use such phrases as animals, such as insects, bugs, butterflies, dragonflies, them sort of things. Yeah.
Okay. I do got one last question, but I wanted to ask you before this stream ends. I do want to ask you if you've got a wand. Do you have a wooden wand?
Do you want to see my? Would you like to see
Yes,
my wands?
please.
Would
Yes.
you like to see my crystal ball as well?
Sure. Yes. Bring it. Bring it. Yes, I do want to see it. Because I know wands, Harry Potter and everything. It sounds very, cliched, but it is a thing. It's as long as it's made out of wood, especially hazelwood is a good material to make an 18-inch wand. Out of the earth. And yes, everything made from the earth, out of the earth, gives off an energy, and the wand is something to wield. So there you go. So I did want to ask her, and I did want to see if she had one, and there she goes, and she's going to show me.
Well,
So
I'll show you a couple of things quickly then. So obviously,
okay,
if you're going to start out in the faith and that, a chalice, okay? Because when you're doing your
yeah,
rituals and stuff, you should always put a drink in there, and you drink to yourself and to the energies. So chalices and stuff are really good to have, and they are a spiritual tool in witchcraft and stuff. And this is used in your rituals and things like that. Obviously,
okay,
you've got these are elements you should get. Obviously, a cauldron, because that's where you would put all of your spells, any that people ask you to do, you'd write paper. She's also known as the goddess. Okay, so the goddess is normally the power of fertility. So in enhancing energies of spells, you would use the goddess. So you use the cauldron. She is a goddess. Okay. The
okay,
crystal balls, these are ways of communication, and these are all ways of seeing visions and openings to the other realms. Okay, and with this one, I'm
okay,
still very much learning about it. That's still a new thing.
okay. Nice,
These
nice.
sort of things are really good because they do crystally open you. Now, you're going to probably look at this now and wonder, what the hell? How's that a wand? But this is a wand, okay?
It's wood.
Because now,
So yep.
think about it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Kitchen witches and stuff, okay? Where we
Yes.
use normal wands and we have our altars for a kitchen witch and people like that, their tools and their wands, the wand would be their spoon, okay? Their saucepan or their frying pan would be their cauldron. Their
Mm-hmm.
food would be their intentions and their energy. And then when you're doing the food, you would intend all of that healing or whatever sort of spell you're doing. And you would
Yeah.
add elements and energies into that
Mm-hmm.
that will bring out the spell that you're asking to be done, or that somebody else is asked to do. Okay. So anyone that's doing wants to be a kitchen witch, would use kitchen tools and kitchen ingredients. Okay. But anyone
Mm-hmm.
that's just a normal witch like me as well,
Yes.
you've got different sorts of tools. So this is my normal wand that I use, which is just for normal practices and just for normal spells that I just do off the top of my head, or for things
Okay.
that I want to do for myself, or to just help people very close to me.
Okay.
So this is a normal wand. And then I've got my priestess wand, which is the one that you would use for such things as rituals and openings and closings. This one would also bring in elements. I use this in my shamanism side as well, because I'm practicing in shamanism as well. I'm actually a Celtic druid shaman as well in
Okay.
practice. So
Huh.
this one I use to bring out the more powerful energies of spells, but this is also what I use when I go out into nature to do spells and stuff. This very much connects with it. This is made by a willow tree, which is my name because I very much associate with willow.
Okay.
To me, willow is a tree that bends and always bounces back, and it always seems to stand stronger before, which really represents me in life. anyone starting in witchcraft needs to know the first thing you need to know is you need to find a witch name. Doesn't matter what it is. Secondly, always make sure you've got such things as your cauldron and your wands and candles, incense. Just starting off with little things, your chalice, you know, and then you can just gradually add to your collection and your stuff. Now, first thing is your cauldron, your cups, your wands, and getting a few herbs and practicing and learning. Okay, so there's different wands for different things. Okay, so like I said, this is for my more higher energy power and for nature, and this one's more for at home and just doing casual spells. And I've got a little one that I've got that's called a trap, which is if I'm traveling off anywhere and I know that these are too big to be taken with me and could get broke, I've got a little tiny one that I've got in a little pocket that I take with me. So, you know, I've got several different ones for different reasons and stuff. And
very nice.
Another thing to explain to you as well, quickly, is when you're choosing your wands, crystals, and things like that, you don't choose it, it chooses you. Okay, the energies always choose you. So anything that jumps out to you, anything that feels relevant to you, is that tool calling you. Okay, so always take notice of the tools, whether it's a cup, it's a cauldron, a wand, a crystal, anything. Always take notice of the ones that are calling you, because they are the ones that are most connected to you and will do the best work for you.
And that's part of paying attention to everything around you. Yes. Listen, Sherry, we're at the bottom here, and it's been an hour and a half, and I think we got through what I kind of really wanted to get through here. We ended with, I definitely wanted to ask you that, and you showed me all of your tools, or
I don't
some
mind
of your
showing
tools.
you the tools. That I'm not breaking rules by showing you that. But if I was to show you
No.
what's in my shadow book, and that's bad.
Exactly.
But I can show you the stuff like
exactly.
this. This is fine. I'm not doing anything, so I'm all right.
Of course, that's helping, that's teaching, that's letting people know. You know, listen, if people are going to
What
do
particular wood can you use for? You can use any types of wood to make wands. It's really the sort of wood that you feel connected to. Any wands can be made from certain woods, but what just like trees, plants, and all other elements, foods and stuff, there are certain woods that would be for certain practices. So maybe looking into certain woods for certain things. It really depends on the sort of ritual and craft you're wanting to do it in. Might be certain woods that you can use. So you could just look at that and look into it.
The older, the thicker, the harder the wood, the better. More
and
energy.
not really try not to go out and buy it. If you can actually go out into natural elements like nature and pick your own wood up, it's so much more powerful, because it's something you found and was meant to find. Like this one, like with these woods, I found the wood, but then it was carved by people that I know. They done that for me, okay? But it was stuff that I found. But you can get stuff like this online as well. I've seen stuff similar to this that's online. But I would suggest, if you're going to go out and you want to start coming into craft, find your own materials and your own tools. It's okay to buy herbs. It's okay to, but make sure it's from someone you trust. But with your wands and stuff, just make sure that you research and you educate yourself first. Don't just go for the first thing you see. Make sure that you're going to legit people if you're not going to do it naturally. So
and everything natural is the best way to go, because everything soaks. Yeah, we can go on and on. I mean, everything soaks up energy, whether that's why you don't want to get things from other people. For the most part, you want to get it yourself and let it be pure, let it be your energy.
I'm not saying it's not good to listen to people and to take advice from people. Of course, I go into streams and I've listened to people's advice and I've took little things on. But don't let other people's ways and actions take over who you want to be. I think being natural and being connected to who you feel you want to be is better than you taking other people's advice and being what somebody else wants you to be. Be you, not what somebody else wants to be for you. Okay, you can take advice, you can take literature, you can be understood and have people that you can look up to. Of course you can. But when it comes to being the craft and being who you want to be, trust in yourself and what you feel and what you think's right.
Exactly. Thank you. And those are great last words. Okay. Listen, thank you so much, Sherry. I will be in contact with you real soon, because I want to get you on again.
Thank you for having me up, Dino. I do appreciate you having me up. I've really enjoyed tonight, and thank you to all of you guys in the chat for being supportive and giving me all these amazing messages. I hope you've learned something tonight, and like I said, you've got the details to reach out to me now. If any of you are interested, in coming into my clothing and stuff when I start it up. It's going to be a couple of months yet, but if you've got anything you want to talk to, or you've got to ask me anything, please just add me on Sherry Brett or my email, and that just go back over this chat. You can get me that way. And again, thank you, Dina.
Oh yeah, no problem, Sherry. This was wonderful. I enjoyed talking to you, and I can't wait. Yes, prayers, Jeremy, prayers tonight. And yeah, I will have you back on real soon. I will be in contact. But with that, I will.
Spoon. Any wood. It's no different. It's no different to this, sweetheart. It's whatever wood you feel connected to that will most definitely accompany you in doing kitchen work or whatever. You know, it's whatever wood feels represented to you. This you wouldn't look at as a wooden spoon. You look at as your wand for your kitchen. So you still need to have the elements that you feel most connected to. Okay,
right.
So
gotcha.
Any sort of wood that you feel radiates. Somebody said it in the room. They said, "Oh, I wasn't going on about the wand. I was going on about the spoon."
Gotcha. Sherry, thank you for the time and insight, CM. Yeah, CM, if I messed it up again, I'm sorry. That's just me. You know me. You've been on this channel for a long time. I mess things up sometimes. But anyways, thank you, Sherry. Much love to you. And I will be talking to you very soon. Okay. I'll put you off to the side and feel free to leave. And I will message you on Facebook real soon. Okay. Okay, she froze up right at the right time. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Everybody, love, light, and
there
I'll
you
see
go.
You soon.
Okay, bye, Sherry. You take care.
Could you kick me out because I don't know how to get off.
I'm gonna kick you out. Here you go. You're gone. Anyways, yeah, that was Sherry, PWI Spiritual Investigators. You can follow that channel. The link below and all that good stuff. Overnight tonight, in about 30 minutes, we have CBS Radio Mystery Theater. I put some shows together. I figured it's a CBS Radio Mystery Theater night. So there you go. We're going to have a little bit of, some. Listen, CBS Radio Mystery can get you spooked sometimes too. So there you go. Everybody in the chat, thank you very much for being a part of this tonight. I did get through everything. And again, you know, she's dealing with a group right now that because she's her entire life since all of this happened and everything, she's been dealing with, the paranormal groups, cryptids, ufology. She's in a group that deals with ufology and extraterrestrials. And she's in extraterrestrial communications. It's just a very wild story, but true. It's things that it's going to make for a great show. I can't wait to have her on to talk to her about that. But I think a lot of love here tonight. That's for sure. As always, I think that's number one on my list of things to get done and push forward and put the light out there in the world. So I really appreciate each and every one of you. If I didn't get to your questions, I am so sorry. I tried my best to keep a conversation going and check your questions and everything you said. Sorry, CM, again. I know you're a girl. Listen, it slips every now and then. But yeah, a good show, one in the books. And I will see you guys at the overnight. And again, Saturday, the Halloween party on this channel, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I hope people come in costume and join, even if it's a few of us. Okay, just to have fun, talk Halloween, and have a good time. So there you go. With that said, much love to each and every one of you, and I will see you on the flip side. And as usual, I had to come back and end my own stream because I closed out the window.